This is the Grow My Clinic podcast by Clinic Mastery, where we help you deliver amazing client experiences to grow your clinic.
Welcome to another episode of the Grow My Clinic podcast. My name is Jack O'Brien and I'm really excited to bring you another episode today. We're going to dive in right in a minute and we're going to be talking about reward structures. I had to make sure I get my words around the right way. We're going to be talking about 3 of the reasons that you need a healthy reward structure in your clinic. And we're not just talking about bonuses and commissions. We're talking about a whole systematic cultural approach to rewards. So we're going to dive into that very briefly. But first of all, I just want to read you a new review that we've got on iTunes from a listener. And this might be useful for someone out there. The username, we don't really understand. It's RJM1990. I assume that refers to your initials and your date of birth. But RJM1990 gave us 5 stars and said, "This is very useful if you own a business or are looking at owning a business. All the tools you need are in this podcast." Thank you so much for that 5-star review. And for all of the listeners who have been leaving us reviews, we really appreciate that honest reviews and ratings on iTunes. Really helps us get found and helps those who are looking around find the podcast that might be useful for them. So if you've found any of these Grow My Clinic podcast episodes useful, we'd really appreciate it if you jumped into Spotify, iTunes, SoundCloud, wherever it is that you listen, and leave us an honest review and rating. That would be really helpful. We really enjoy bringing these podcasts to you. We've got a range of upcoming guests lined up that are going to blow your mind, as well as the Clinic Mastery team, bringing you all sorts of content, different styles and takes. But today, you're stuck with me, and we're going to talk about 3 reasons that you need a reward structure in your clinic. And so, like I said at the top, we're not just looking at bonus systems or commissions, those sorts of things, but the reasons behind why we do this. And so here we go. The first thing, and most of the time we dive in thinking it should be about money. What I want to point out in this episode is that it's not just about money. There's 3 R's of the 3 reasons. The first thing we want to do is recognize great behavior. We want to recognize great behavior. And the reason this is often humans, although sometimes as bosses, as leaders, we think that people are motivated by money and that's their primary driver. The truth is that most of our team, most of our people just genuinely want to be recognized. And whether that's by you as the boss or the owner, whether that's by each other in a peer review, self-regulated fashion, most people just want to be recognized, whether that's privately, one-on-one, or publicly. People want to be recognized for the great behaviors and the great work that they do. So that would be the first reason. And let me tell you a story. One of my team members, for a little while there, I was chipping away. We were providing, a reward structure around money with bonus and commission, and they weren't seeming to be lighting up. They weren't seeming to be coming alive and really enjoying what they do. And I sat down and had one of our one-on-one regular catch-ups that we do, not a performance review, but a mentoring session. And I sat with them and I said, "Why is it that the money doesn't seem to be lighting you up?" And that was a rhetorical question. I said, "Why is it that the money doesn't seem to be having an effect?" And I continued, "The truth is, ex-employee, ex-team member, one of my staff, you're an amazing clinician. You deliver fantastic outcomes for your patients time after time. They're raving about you on our NPS and clinic apps, the mechanisms we use to capture data. Your patients love you. You get fantastic results for them. You contribute to the clinic. You're a great team member. You're one that others love working with. You're so much fun, energetic. We love everything that you bring to the clinic. You're an amazing team member. Why is it that the bonuses aren't seeming to fill that gap for you?" And they stopped and looked at me, and they said, "Jack, that right there is what I need. I don't need more money. I just need words like that. That's enough fuel for me to continue what I do for the next however long." So this particular team member just wanted to be recognized. She wanted words that encouraged her. Now, some people are going to respond like that in a one-on-one setting. Others love a public recognition of their great work or great attitude. So whether that's done using a tool like Bonusly, on a tool like Slack, in your regular team meetings where you've got rhythm and flow, wherever it is, team members want to be recognized. Number 2, second reason you need a great reward structure would be to reinforce values. So what we want to make sure is that we don't have systems and rewards in place that reward arbitrarily. And so what we mean by that is you don't want to be just giving pay rises every year for more experience. More experience doesn't necessarily mean better performance or values alignment. And so a great reward structure reinforces values. It constantly recognizes and reinforces people who are living according to your values. Now that speaks to, obviously, having a vision, values, culture and mission defined and agreed to by your team, but you want to take, as a leader, you want to take every opportunity to reinforce positive values behavior. We want to be able to confront poor behavior in a different way, but we want to make sure that we're putting on a pedestal those team members who are living out our values. What we recommend through Clinic Mastery is that you would implement a tool like Bonusly, which we've spoken about on a previous episode, and every time that someone is rewarded and recognized, it reinforces values. Rewards and recognition are given according to values, not just performance or arbitrary figures. So the first reason is that you would recognize people. Second, to reinforce values. And third, we want to reward performance. And I alluded to this in the previous point, but what we want to make sure is that we don't have a commission structure, a salary, a wage structure that simply goes up arbitrarily. That when team members request maybe a pay rise, we want to look into the reasons behind that, and that speaks to having a great mentoring structure with meeting rhythm and meeting flow. But we want to be rewarding performance. And so we don't just hand out rewards because it's Christmas time or because it's an anniversary, a year or 5 years someone's been working with you. We want to reward performance because, what gets encouraged gets repeated. What gets rewarded gets repeated. And so performance needs to be one of the foundations for the reason for rewards. Now, in order to be able to reward performance, you need to be effectively tracking that. You need to have dashboards measuring your CEIs, what we refer to as clinical excellence indicators rather than just KPIs. You want to have dashboards in place where you're tracking that. You want to have regular feedback sheets where that's being self-reported and self-reflected on. You want to set meaningful targets across your clinic and also with your individual team members, both clinical and non-clinical. But rewards need to reflect performance, not arbitrary points. And then when you do this, what you end up getting is a team that values high performance, values positive recognition, and it reinforces your values. It works in a way that means the organization can go forward. It takes the discretion of rewards out of your mind, out of you as the leader, and means it empowers the team to be able to set things like performance standards and CEIs to help contribute to values and to make sure they're constantly reinforcing that. It works beautifully. And so you end up with a team that is rewarded, that is recognized, and that reinforces values as an organization on top of and separate to yourself. You end up with a team that loves what they do, loves working for each other, and is appropriately rewarded for the performance and for the values work that they do. So this has been a bit of a different episode, but I want you to think about that when it comes to your reward structure, when it comes to your salary environment. Do you have a culture? Do you have a system in place that recognizes, reinforces, and rewards, that recognizes behaviors, reinforces values, and rewards performance? If you don't, you want to find the tools and mechanisms that can help you deliver that. And that might be a values workshop conducted through a quarter cuddle or a quarter catch-up. For those who are in the Business Academy, it might be using a tool like Bonusly. It might be setting the CEIs with your team and having the dashboards in place to be able to track, measure, and reward that. Whatever it is, make sure you create a system to be able to deliver amazing experiences for your team, who can then deliver amazing experiences for your clients, for your patients, and that your clinic would thrive. That's it for this short, sharp, and shiny episode of the Grow My Clinic podcast. My name is Jack O'Brien. For show notes from this episode, you can head to clinicmastery.com/podcast. You can get all the show notes, all the links, all the notes. You can also join our Grow My Clinic free course online. Sign up, get amongst it, and start growing your clinic. Thanks for tuning in today. Look forward to bringing you another episode really soon.
This is the Grow My Clinic podcast by Clinic Mastery, where we help you deliver amazing client experiences to grow your clinic.